Hey team, how we doing? Quick video here because a few of you have asked me off the back of the launch of the new tracker. A few of you have asked me, why is there different lines under Own Your Own Area? Why is there 0 to 5 for badge, 0 to 5 for flyer, 0 to 5 for poster, 0 to 5 for business card? Aren't they just all conversation starters? And the answer is, of course, yes. Right? But if you haven't got your head around this yet, it's probably because you're not doing it regularly. They're all conversation starters, but they're all very different, right? They take different situations and different skills that happen for each of them, right? So for the badge, right? Ironically, I haven't got a badge on, right? Because I haven't left the house today, right? But for the badge, the skill there, right? The brave moment there is not waiting for someone to ask. Right, is wearing it and you see their eyes go to your badge, and that's your 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. That's your Mel Robbins moment of saying, oh, you know, it's my badge. You can start a conversation on that. Now, more people look at your badge than ask about it, right? I did a post the other day. Nobody ever asks about the badge, but they all look. And if you take that moment to start the conversation based on them looking at your badge, right, you could do that 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 times a day. So the badge is one thing. A flyer is another tool, right? Because with a flyer, you could stand in the street and hand them out. You wouldn't stand in the street and hand a business card out. You wouldn't stand in the street like with your chest out with your badge on. So it's different. Flyering is different. Flyering, you would walk into a shop and say, do you have a staff room? Could you put this on the coffee table? Or can I leave this on the counter? That's how you would use a flyer. So there's opportunities to do that. In most of our lives, there's opportunities to do that most days with a flyer, right? Poster's an interesting one, right? Because there's a culture in the Wealth Marathon right now. You go, I don't need posters because I've got flyer. And flyer's big enough. That can go on a notice board. Wrong. Don't you think that if your poster was twice the size of your flyer, it's more likely to get noticed? There's a real fundamental key reason why we have flyers and posters on the checklist, and why there's flyers and posters on the daily activity tracker, because it's a different thing going into somewhere and wanting to put a poster up, not just a flyer in amongst all the other little business cards and all the rest of it. An A4 poster up, right? Mate, imagine an A3 poster, an A2 poster, an A1 poster. I was talking to Benny the other day, and he just happens to know of a shop that's sitting empty in central London. And we were like, it'd be crazy not to stick a massive poster up in that window. Thousands and thousands and thousands of people walk past every day. If he put a little poxy A5 flyer up in the window, nobody's going to look at it. But a big poster's a different thing. It's a different tool for a different purpose, a different conversation starter. So that's why badge is different to flyers, and flyers are different to posters, and business cards are different again, right? Business cards would be if I found myself talking to someone, a waiter or someone was serving me in a shop, or just anyone I came across, and I didn't want to give them a flyer because I don't necessarily want to engage them in the content of the flyer, weight loss or results or whatever, but I want them to know who I am. I want to have something professional that I can say, look, this is me, this is my number, this is what I do, by the way. And so I would use a business card differently to how I'd use a flyer, and I'd use a flyer differently to how I use a poster, and all of that is different to being brave and using the badge. That's why they are different on the daily activity tracker, because they are different. You engage differently. And I want you thinking about all those different ways of engaging with someone, of being brave, of using a different tool for a different purpose. Because if we just said, how many conversations did you have today? Then we get the nonsense of, oh no, I spoke to 10 people. You go, what about Herbalife? Oh no, about the weather, the kids, the traffic. It's not about that. It's about having a tool that allows you to engage with somebody in a business conversation, a Herbalife conversation. And those tools serve different purposes. So if this has in any way made you go, of course, and made you think about that daily activity tracker and the points 1 to 5 that you can get with each of those tools differently, then please share that in the chats, because it's these little breakthroughs that are going to make a difference. And it's why, particularly with the posters, every pre-lap tracker, I looked down and there was 116 this lap. The amount of people with posters is minimal. And even the ones that are saying yes, I think what they're actually saying is, I've got a flyer that I use as a poster. Very different things. And a little breakthrough on this, a little understanding that in different situations you would use different tools and they work for you differently, that's going to make a difference, I believe. What do you think? Share in the chats.